Hello and welcome back to Bump Love. If you are new here, consider subscribing to our channel for content related to parenting, to fatherhood, to motherhood, to navigating life as a woman, and just general family dynamics in general. Before we start the episode, we'd just like to take a moment to give a huge shout out to our partners for this amazing assemble of look. You know, let's start with fashion episode. That's done our clothes, a shoe puzzle for our shoes, Zuri Luxurious for the hair at the end, and we are seated here on Plot B Kafu Road at Golden Tulip Hotel. So today, we're going to do something a little bit different and exciting. We are in class. Those of you who thought school ended, we are back. We are going to play a game. The title of which is a moral dilemma. So let's explain a moral dilemma. A moral dilemma is a conflict where a person has to choose between two or more actions. The ability with which the ability that they have, but regardless of the choice they make, somebody has to suffer or get hurt, or a law has to be broken.
Damned if you do,
damned if you don't. So I'm going to read out different scenarios one at a time, and the ladies are going to take under a minute, to decide what their action would be. Yes? So I'll read a scenario. The scenarios have A, B, some have 2 choices, some have 3, others have 4. Decide what you want to write. There are no wrong or right answers. They are just personal answers. Your response is your response. All I need from you is to explain it, to justify it. Yes. Okay. And I'd like to implore the Bump lovers to join us in the game. When I read a scenario, you also write your answer somewhere. But tell us. But the only way this works is if you write it before we've shown our answers. Because many times your response might be influenced by what somebody else has said, which is okay eventually, because we can have a discussion here, and I might have written A or B, and then I listen to Rachel's justification for her C. And I buy in. So you can change, but you must have your original answer. Yeah, your original answer. Okay. So are we good to start?
Yes, we are.
Bump lovers, are you ready? Yes. In the comment section, put your justifications for what you choose. Again, no wrong or right answers. Don't challenge people with their responses.
And don't overthink
Let's start. And don't overthink it. Don't think it too much.
Also, don't judge us because some of these questions do also judge. I'm still a Christian.
That one. Okay, let's start.
Fun.
So let's start the moral dilemma episode.
Okay.
Number 1, the friend scenario. You go out with your husband for dinner at a new restaurant in a part of town you rarely visit. You are shocked to see your friend's husband having dinner with a very young, attractive person. From the way they are behaving, it is obvious they are more than friends. The couple finish their meal and leave without seeing you. He affectionately kisses her forehead on the way out of the door. Do you, A, tell your friend, well knowing this could potentially ruin your friendship? Or B, say nothing about seeing the couple as it is none of your business?
There's no C.
We are waiting for a C.
Oh my goodness, this is a hard one.
Yeah, sharing is caring, so we are allowed to share pens. We are allowed to share markers.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Locked in, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, let's show our answers. Wow! Everybody! Everybody?
We all did A?
Yeah,
definitely.
A. Okay, my A is small.
It's small, yeah, but...
Okay, why would you put your friendship at such a risk?
I would, because I don't know how to deal with guilt. And
do what?
I would like,
She would
I would
tell.
put our friendship at risk because I don't know how to deal with guilt.
Yeah.
I don't know how to deal with knowing something and then I say nothing. Like I just don't know how to deal with that. Because if something goes wrong, for example, she gets sick, comes and tells me she has HIV. I would not forgive myself. Because it was in my power to tell her, and I would rather leave her to that decision. Let her suffer with it.
Yeah.
She decides she wants to continue with her husband. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hold on. What was A? Option A was not to tell.
Was to
Was to
tell.
tell.
Well,
Jesus
knowing
Christ,
this
you're
could
changing it.
potentially ruin your friendship.
Yours is not to
I'm
tell.
actually shocked yours was A.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord.
She wasn't in class.
That's okay.
Written a big one.
That's
Yes.
okay.
Not to tell.
Yes.
Yeah, so for me, I would really tell because I don't know how to deal with guilt. But also, secondly, I'm the kind of person who would want to know. Let it stay in my jurisdiction, what I
What
do
you would
with
do
that
with that
information. And usually, you might not be my friend, whatever, but if indeed you find out it's true, usually the lack of friendship, you forgive and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, you were right, if indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would tell, depending on the level of friendship. This is why I asked
Okay,
you.
okay.
I hope
Isn't
I
there a
can-
C?
Isn't there a C? I would tell depending on the level of intimacy I have with this person.
Okay.
And if I'm being honest, in my circle of friends, there are very few people, I can count almost on one hand, that I would have the boldness to speak up and tell, because I know our friendship has gone to a level that can survive if I am wrong about what I saw. Yes, I would, and I think there would also be wisdom in how I say it.
That's true.
I think I would ask more questions like, how are you guys doing? And then probably gravitate to that particular scenario. I saw your husband, he was, yes.
I would have sent pictures.
You would be taking
Like, hi, I see your husband.
check on him.
Check on him.
Is this his long lost daughter?
Yes.
Yeah.
On the forehead.
I'm just checking.
Yeah.
To make that's how
Yeah. No, there would definitely be wisdom and tact. Because I would want, usually, so in scenarios like this, if I'm going to tell someone, maybe this is how I would want the person to tell me, but still maintain some level of dignity. For my spouse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like not outrightly come, oh my gosh, I saw him, he was cheating. Oh. Yeah. Something like that.
I think you're sharing what you saw.
What you
I
saw.
saw him with a young, attractive girl. They were in this restaurant.
you know her?
Do you know her? He kissed her also on the forehead. Do you know her?
Hey, okay.
We are not saying he's cheating.
But not everyone would report like that.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because remember,
Good point.
actually, the part of the scenario that said we went to a place we rarely go. It means there was an intentionality for them to go
a rare
somewhere
place.
where the people who know them, are
Yeah.
not.
So
Yeah.
there's already a bit of a respect.
I even saw that part and they haven't seen you. I would have gone to that table. Hi, how are you?
That they
So
see
good
you.
to see you.
Or would
My
you
name is
have?
Manuel.
You know, I would never do that.
would never
You know
do that.
why?
I so would.
Because it would give him ammunition.
Yes, he
to
would
guard
go
himself
and guard
against
himself.
me
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
That's why I would want to talk to you. I
Yeah.
send you the thing quickly.
Yeah.
If you've not seen me, great, because immediately it's her Pumla is going to talk, and you know how
Exactly.
men can be spouses, partners.
Exactly.
Yeah. You become the bad person.
No, he
You're a bad
goes.
You
And
become the
reports
bad
himself
person.
how he was in a business meeting with a certain
that
young
is
girl.
it.
Yeah,
Forge
when I-
a story immediately.
That is it.
Yeah.
That is well. That is well.
I would
What's your
definitely
A?
tell. My A's I would definitely tell, because even if I don't tell, I feel like eventually it might come out. Like by now I already know my inner circle. So
Yeah.
those I definitely have to tell, because I don't know how to see you the next day, and then I'm
Yet you
there
know.
itching. I need to tell you something and I've not said anything. So I would definitely take those pictures and tell and give you a
Every
heads
day.
up and be like,
Every
wait,
day.
I have been out in this spot.
Yeah.
Check. I can't. I
I know
can't
what's so
keep
funny,
it.
Rosette. I don't know if you remember that time we had like a thingy. We had a meeting of sorts. You know those things like when you go out with your girls, and then this situation came up. And I remember we agreed with each other: if you find my man, don't tell me. This one, we all said, what would you prefer?
What would you
Yes.
prefer?
For me
Yeah.
to do? Yeah.
Yes.
And in our circle of friends, we have those
Yes.
who are like,
How are like,
find my
don't tell
husband,
me.
don't tell
Yeah.
me.
Yes.
And then others were like,
Tell me.
Yes.
take pictures,
Yeah.
stand on
Tell
top
me.
of the table.
Yes. So I'll go. Me, that's the reason I put A. But in actual sense, it's A and B, because the people I would tell are like Rachel. Only my close friends. Only my close friends are who I would tell. And again, friendship for me has levels. Yeah. I'm only telling my tier 1 friends. Anybody else, I'm not saying anything. But and all my tier 1 friends, I have had a one-on-one discussion with them. I know each and every close friend of mine that would want me to tell them, and I know the one who would prefer I say nothing. So I would only say something to the one who has told me that they are okay with who have actually come out and said, you must say something if you see it, and I will not say anything to the one who has explicitly told me, don't say anything.
And you know what's so interesting? When we had that discussion with our friends, the ones who didn't want us to tell their husbands were like, make sure he knows that you saw him.
Oh, okay.
Let
don't
him.
tell me.
Don't
but
tell me.
Make sure
Make
he
sure
knows.
he
Make
knows.
sure he
Okay.
knows.
That
I
is-
like
so
that.
that he's the one.
Who brings his
come
head
and
to
then
come
himself.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wise.
Angie, I need to
Another
know.
way of knowing. Anyway, so
Yes,
Angie being
right?
told
Say
you.
nothing.
Please go
I
ahead.
would say nothing.
It doesn't matter who.
It doesn't
not
matter
to.
who.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who.
none of
I
your
would
business.
say hello. So that now the ball is in your court.
Yeah.
But for me to wake up and deliver such news to somebody, on what basis? When I was younger, had you asked me this question 20 years ago,
You'd have
I would
said I would tell.
photo, kila kitu, I would even, now,
No.
None
You
of your
people.
business.
And is this the same for you?
what do you mean?
Would you want to know?
want to know or would you not want to know?
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? After being married for over a decade, these things happen.
You tell us, do
Yeah.
you want to know or you
Actually,
want to
I am
know?
building
And each of us
up.
is going to say.
Eh.
Quickly,
Okay, without
explaining
explaining.
ourselves much.
Auntie, you guys gave your reasons for your
Eh,
A's,
okay.
and I'm giving my
Yeah,
reasons
for
for
B.
my B's.
Okay.
Is that to be honest, up to today, I feel I gained absolutely nothing except tears and frustrations from knowing. Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Someone would say, oh, maybe you're an ostrich, you're putting your head in the sun, the sun. Those who knew, what changed? Less than 30 minutes ago, you guys were communicating, you're having a good day, the whole year has been great. Then here you are, you bring this thing and put it on my
My
head.
head. What am I supposed to do?
My
with it?
question is, you who is coming to report to me that you saw my man, where is yours?
Where is your man?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
is-
could
We don't
also
know.
be-
you could, which is why we are
don't
sending
know, and
our
that's
friends.
what I'm
That's
saying.
why I'm hoping that, because I also don't know. I hope that Angie, maybe if she sees my man somewhere doing
She'll have
something,
the courtesy
maybe
to
she'll come
tell
and
you.
tell
I
me.
cannot.
Yeah. Okay.
I
for you,
cannot.
You don't
Even
want
if I
anyone to
personally requested that
That's
you tell
what?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now let me also
Even
tell
if
you
we had a
another
discussion.
thing. That person who tells you, you cannot remain friends, but in your heart you're like, by the way, this chick is the one who brought this shit into my home.
But how?
I am telling you as human beings, you're like, Wanange, thank you so much for telling me. Then I needed to know.
Yeah. No, but
A
I
month
think- I think what
later-
you're saying here, and this is where I'll come from. In the group, now for the difference between my group and your group is the group of people who said, tell me, are people I know can leave their marriages. For them, that's a deal breaker. That's it. Because you hear what Angie's saying, they've told you, now you do what? These ones will leave. The people who were told and who don't want to be told are people who know, me, I'm in this marriage forever. And now you're telling me I'm not going anywhere. You're going to bring me
going to
tears
burden
and
me.
suffering and to burden
Funny
me.
enough,
So that the
for
difference
me,
with my
I was
friends.
always, to this day, I've always been ready to leave my marriage.
Yeah, but you haven't.
Do you understand
You
me?
haven't.
I have left my marriage.
You
But
have
you're still
and you
there.
came
I have,
back.
and I
came
came back.
That's
Do you know
not
what I
leaving
mean?
the marriage. When I say leaving the marriage, I mean divorce. I don't mean leaving Kunova. Kunova is going
Auntie, you've
may come
also,
back.
also for you to
Mine
be
is
divorced,
divorce. No, me,
you
I'm saying
could
divorce.
also have been with the same person when you've not actually been legally married, but you get up and move on.
true,
You understand me? So in my case, I'm just saying, that man. There are so many things happening in this world. If your people are happy, she's there in her happiness.
Are they though?
Yeah, she's there giving motivational speeches. And guess what? They are yours. So if I can live my 10, 15 years with my rose-colored glasses, I am happy. My happiness is my inside thing. Yeah, so for you, if you are thinking that over her husband, over what, I'm not encouraging people to do this, but you people, I will not tell you. I will not.
And you're justified. You don't want to hear.
You don't want to hear?
Yes. Now,
I remember the chick who told me to this day.
Now you're mad at her.
Can I imagine? You opened my eyes, my heart. I was like, who gave you the permission?
But the truth is, even in Uganda,
I was happy in my thing. Yes.
Then they start jazzing Kale, that chick Angie. What the man will really push you.
Never me and OJ can talk about that chick. Kale, she reported
Kale, she wanted
but
to
where
spoil
is she
our
now?
marriage.
That's true.
Yeah, where is
She
she?
wanted to
So
spoil
the
our
rest of
marriage.
you would want to be told?
Well,
So
clearly.
for me, I would like to be told, but I don't appreciate gossip.
Yeah, because there's a way to tell,
You know,
Banange.
I don't appreciate you, and I feel like
There are people to tell you also.
And the person who has told you, she
I
might
also-
also tell someone else.
yes.
Gossipers.
No, and that's why I'm saying that, like, if the bad thing with this situation of talking for most people, even not talking, or even when they see, the bad thing about that is there's so much gossip that goes with it.
Yeah.
So like you've said, you're there motivational speaking. You know, in marriage, 10 years, it requires communication. They are there in the comment section. You talk on it, but munange ngakumbe they know things behind there. So instead of you being in a space where everyone is always at the very least, me, I would rather know, and I know between me and my husband whether it is not true, or whether the girl was his niece, nga he has lied to you. But, oh no, that was Reverend Thingizi.
Daughter that you were kissing
Daughter
on the
that
forehead.
you were kissing on the forehead.
I was kissing on the forehead. But if I had kissed on the lips, munange byanji bade bilala. But no, just
But
on
just
the
And
forehead.
guess what? The mind automatically goes into self preservation.
Yeah.
We want to believe that story.
No, you see,
That
you
is
see,
it.
and
Even
that's
when you can
true.
really see.
Yes, and you know the truth is, Angie, if it's true, it will come out.
Eventually.
Eventually.
That is what I'm saying. So don't tell me
so
now.
leave it.
Yeah, leave it. I have been told and I saw the repercussions.
You didn't
like
Now, there's nothing you tell me about OJ. Oh, no.
For me,
Yesterday.
honestly, I want to be told. Where I want to be told is in our circle. We want to know so that now we start that quorum of praying.
Okay.
Yeah? How do we take away now this? You will not survive.
Yeah.
They have
Yes.
pastors in the quorum.
Yes.
So there's no way we
I
can't know.
stand up.
Yeah, it's about how do we hold hands and ensure that this girl is out of the picture. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So, and I would want to know, but I think it depends on who tells me.
Okay.
Don't come to me if you and I have never had a conversation longer than
With
2
an
minutes,
EA.
longer than...
You're sending it.
Yeah.
What are you
If I have confided in you about my marriage, and I mean deep, intimate things about my marriage, you have a little access, yes, to come and tell me. And I can tell the difference between gossip when you're looking for information or when you want to come and tell me something that will actually help.
Yes.
So first check yourself before you approach me.
Yeah.
But what's your reason for telling me? If it is juicy and, oh, this would be interesting conversation, please don't come. Don't. Keep your things.
What you saw.
I would want to know, and I don't think I care about who tells me. If you
Really?
have evidence. I'm not listening
Oh,
to trivia.
evidence,
If my
yes.
friend came to tell me, with or without evidence, I'll take
You
it.
would believe it, yes.
But if you randomly just told me that, by the way, hey, I saw that guy with the thingy or whatever, and we are not close like that, for me, it's null and void. That's it. It's like null and void. And for me, I would want to know because it is a deal breaker for me. Yeah, for me, cheating is a deal breaker. I will leave. And when I say leave, I divorce. I'm out of there. That's it. Because I'm trying on my end. You're not trying. So, yeah. So, second scenario.
Second scenario.
You can rub your boards.
Angie,
You have
You have not. Auntie I had put here. First of all, since she's a Kayangan, she will go slowly by slowly. Then another thing where I'll say that when I found out, this is not something that I can't offer, but I'm just saying when I found out, do you know what it did to me? It broke me. When it broke me, I started acting in ways that just made the situation worse. I'm glad that you spoke about your people come together and pray for you.
That's
but
a
imagine
good thing.
someone delivers this kind of news.
And then they leave you to
Then
process
leave
it.
you there.
Yes.
Do you understand me? Then the way we act when we've been cheated on is enough to turn even a man who was not really interested in it. So let me be there. When you come home, I have prepared the buffet table. I keep doing my thing. Along the way, you'll be like, by the way, not too bad. But I remember when I was told, whoa, wait. I went into overdrive. I became everything that a human being wouldn't want to be near. So now, you do your thing there, but we are not going to tell.
You imagine, guy, you're in the public eye. I remember once when we had the situation.
That's the thing.
There was one that broke, where a story broke, but I was there.
In the swimming pool.
In the swimming pool.
We saw that story. But
I love the way you responded to Brian when it came up. Say it.
I was
But also that she
and I
was
saw
there.
it, like I saw people breaking out the story, and I'm like,
She was there.
interesting. I was there.
Manola, do you know what you told Brian?
Yeah.
You said, fix your things.
Yeah, no, it's not. No,
I told you. I told you what you were doing. You'll get to there. So sort out your business. I really liked that. You did not get into. It was like Omanyi boss. I told you. So now we're sorting.
We can talk about this until the cows come home.
Okay, second scenario, an office scenario. You oversee the petty cash at the office. You are supported by a co-worker who makes the weekly business cash deposits as well as withdraws petty cash for the next week. In a conversation with your mutual supervisor, you are asked if the additional petty cash was enough. You, however, have not seen any additional money. You realize quickly then that your co-worker has been pocketing the additional money for months now. Do you A, tell your supervisor you have neither asked for nor received any additional money, well knowing this could cost your co-worker his job, or B, cover for your co-worker, get a moment to share your suspicions with him and give him a chance to pay the money back? Are we ready to share?
Yeah.
Are we all locked in?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we have some conflict. We have A, B, A, B, A. Okay. So we have two,
ABB.
just two for
Two
reporting. We have two for reporting and
Two reports and B for
and when I say covering, it means you're lying. I hope you're to cover up because he's asked you a direct question. He's asked you a direct question.
Do you need a rubber? And
Supervisor has asked you, was the petty cash enough? You're covering up, it means you're lying.
You're lying for
Because
them.
either you're
Because
lying by
already know.
omission, because they've asked you a direct question.
Okay.
Or you're lying directly and saying either yes, the money was enough, or it was not enough, or you're confusing the conversation. Yeah, which
Okay.
is, well,
I'm going to stick with my answer for now.
And explain. I think let's start with you then.
Yes. And we are allowed to change our minds, but I'm sticking with B for now.
Okay.
So I really do believe in being brother's keeper. And offering people an opportunity to do the right thing.
Yes.
So I would probably go with confusing the conversation, which is still deception a little bit. And go back. I'm not yet done. I would go back, talk to this person and say, hey, there's been some questions about petty cash. And it's just between you and I, we both know the petty cash has not been adding up. Is there anything you'd like to tell me? If he does not adhere, then I would switch to A.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So that's my justification.
Another B to share?
Another B, I'll share. I'll do B because I don't want to snitch. must say I'm not a snitch. I'm not a snitch.
Too much prison
Too
break.
much prison
Orange is the new black.
I'm not a snitch, but also because I want to give room. I've been to spaces where you lose employment just about petty things, and yet there's room to redeem and correct yourself. So I'll definitely go back, cover for you, and then have a conversation with you. If you can correct this, I'll give you room. If you can correct this, good. If you can't, then we'll go back to A. You're definitely losing it after.
I think either way the job is at risk.
The job is definitely at risk.
But at least with B, you've given them a chance.
Can I finish my B, madam?
Oh,
Yeah,
B.
Yeah, B, of course. I'm not reporting anybody for shit.
Okay.
No, I'm not reporting whether you bring the money back or you don't. That's it. If you've taken it, you have your reasons. But I'll come and I'll have a discussion with you and say, the boss asked me. So either wisen up whatever you're doing. Stop using my name. Because it means that I'm overseeing and you're just supporting. By the time they're asking me, was the money enough? It means the excuse you're giving is you're putting me. You're
Complicit.
No, you're
putting
the
me
word
in
low.
harm's way.
Low people. Low, yeah. You're making me an accomplice.
An accomplice.
You're complicit.
Is that the word?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. No, what's the doing word? Compliciting. No.
You are an accomplice.
Yeah. So you're making me an accomplice. So I'm giving you instructions and saying, sir, do what you gotta do. But one, keep my name out of it. Whatever budget you're using this for, it's not on me. Yeah. So either you're doing creative accounting, and I'm not able to see quickly, but wisen your shit up. But if the boss asks me again, I'm saying. I'm just telling them. I'm just telling them that I'm not taking myself to the boss's office. But if he asks me again, I'm saying, I'm spilling. So I leave now. That's up to you.
That's up to you. Yeah. So let me leave the one who has many notes.
No, let's.
So for me, the reason as to why I would talk is because I'm such. I live in that moment. Usually when I say, have you got, has the thingy been enough? I'm like,
No.
Yeah, like
You don't have time.
I don't have time to think that somebody
Yeah.
might have been stealing.
No. The question is clear.
It's
So
clear.
you have to understand the moral dilemma.
Yes.
I've
The
understood
moral
that.
dilemma is telling you that you have understood.
And that's
Knowing
what I'm
that
saying.
Yeah,
you lead
you
in
have
trouble.
there's no personality here. You know.
With that knowledge,
Okay.
I'm coming. So the way I am, I just immediately ask, sorry, which money? And usually when I'm asking which money is when I'm like, oh, someone has been stealing. I'm like, no, I've not been receiving that money. Just out of, I'm that naive. That naive. But even when I know, by virtue of the fact that I am the one supervising, it means that by the time you're asking me, that means it is my name.
Yes.
And you know the way sin works. Immediately I accept. I'm also Jesus comes and finds me. I sin because I accept. No. But you would rather sin for other things which you really wanted. You're like, come on, I'm going to ask you. But somebody else's sin has also come on me. I'm not Jesus.
Okay.
I didn't die.
I'm not carrying your cross.
I'm not carrying that cross. I don't know what you are doing. And by virtue of the fact, actually, for me, the more moral dilemma would have been if they come to me to tell me, hey, hi Manuela, I'm having challenges and I need money and I want to get extra. And maybe it's like a thing, especially when it comes to children. That's where I really, but you are full adult. You are by the time they're giving you petty cash, it means you have responsibility.
I had wanted Andy to finish asking, and then I flip it to say that if this is a coworker who has ever come to you about a child they know is maybe on dialysis and really needs this money, and you've actually given money and you've seen them put in all the work and power to get that done for their child, and now it's it's
That
clear
would be
that
my
that is
moral
why.
dilemma.
No. Now the guy has come to you. Are you still responding the same way?
No.
You definitely not.
No, I wouldn't.
That's what I
When
mean.
it comes to a child,
Does it flip?
That's what I'm saying.
So
It
does
flips for
your-
me.
yours
That's
flip?
why I said
Okay.
this one for me was not a moral dilemma. It would have been if it was that one.
Yeah.
Especially when it is a child
Yes.
and it's like a terminal illness
Yes.
and the person
Yeah.
is working.
That is slightly different.
That one
changes
would change things
Yeah,
a
it
lot. But
definitely
you'd see me
does.
starting to talk. So, I think that we need to actually increase salaries
Yeah.
for people. I'll come up with
Advocates.
some good ways to cover for that person.
Yeah.
But this one, as it was, that full adult, I report you
Yeah.
100%. Nadala, since you even did tell me, we'll report
You stole
I
alone.
fear none.
Even
Because you are there eating Javas, we are there.
Hey,
I
you know,
really
hey,
report
see you
you.
with that
That
new
was-
car every day. So how you
Every
be
day
a
you
covering
make
for
it
you.
The assumption is that they are using the petty cash for good time.
Yeah, that's
We can't tell.
That is a not told
Because
that.
now if you start bringing in a child, now of course as mothers, immediately that flips the scale. But we are in a situation whereby, had you asked me this question 5 years ago, I would be the one you put, we die in that thing, we can talk later, but the truth is I wouldn't come like straight up and say, I would say exactly what Manuela says, what money, yeah? Because what I've realized over the past couple of years is that whilst you are busy thinking that, you know what, people have problems, maybe this is what forced them when they
They're
are
not
put
thinking
in
about
that
you.
position, when you are in that position, they will not treat you in that way. They'll immediately go for the jugular. And this particular scenario hits home very hard because, as I said, 5 years, 3 years ago, I was one of those people of like, everybody, if you're at work, the truth is, listen, like in our
your industry?
somebody's not going to go to their neighbors.
Oh, okay.
You get what I mean? They'll pick these small things, but be mindful because there are so many moving parts. I'm not encouraging for people to steal, but like now petty cash at an event of my kind, the project manager has his, then he sends over to the different teams, and in those teams there are sub teams. So there's a possibility somebody will play around
away
with
with.
a bit of money. But in today, you have a problem. So do I. You're using my name, and this is where I get my livelihood from. So if we are being fired, you're putting me in that position whereby I will need to do what you are doing to survive.
Excuse me.
So I will not come out and say, hey, Gundi is a thief or whatever, but I will definitely not cover for you. That's what we did in our organization. The first time the money was taken, it was 200K. By the time almost a year had ended, Madam walked away with 40 million shillings.
Wow.
And the girl I was then, I was like, Minange, maybe there was a
Maybe
family
have
issue.
problems.
Now, you steal from me, I go report you.
That's it. Yeah, and maybe, and another thing is maybe just put systems, because if this co-worker is being supported, it means, I mean, I oversee. Why am I not a signatory to this cash that you're getting? So that's the part I don't understand. So I feel like if I was the one overseeing and this happened,
You should be
I'm
able
talking
to.
to you, but I'm telling the boss that we need to, there's something we need to change
Yeah.
in the reporting systems.
That's very true.
So whatever money that anybody is getting, I need to to authorize it so that I know what it's there for, so that I'm not at risk
I
anymore.
also feel like since they're asking that two of you, like you're a team. At the end of the day, you're a team. So if he's doing it, you could also be doing it. So you need
That's
to
true.
organize yourself
is
as
true.
a team
That's
first,
true.
and then clean your, closet.
Me, I'm telling you, those
Organize
people,
which
you
thing
cannot organize.
from your system. Even.
I can they'll keep quiet. They go into like a small hibernation, 3 months.
And then they
then
come
after
back.
that, Kathrima is lost.
No, but you understand, like in leadership.
I understand,
no,
Bambi, where
what,
you're
what I
coming
mean,
from,
like
without a doubt.
from me, you have a team you're leading, but then you also have a boss. So because you're leading a team, you want to throw your team down, and yet at the end of the day, it comes back to you. Sometimes this is what happens. Like your boss is asking why money is getting lost, your team is stealing, but then you're also accountable. So you will also be, held
also be
accountable.
held accountable.
Do you
So
understand?
for you, you're
You'll
looking
also
at the
be-
point of
Aha.
teamwork.
So I'm like, let me first organize myself and my
Myself
team,
and
and then we can.
And where is that money coming from that has been thingied? As you organize your
We are
team,
not
yes.
challenging
We're not-
here.
we are
That's
not challenging.
Arizona.
Oh,
That's
true, true,
Arizona.
true,
So
true.
how that's
Yeah,
a justification.
yeah,
Okay, anybody changing there?
No,
Nobody.
no.
So so Manuela and Angie, what's clear is that if you knew about the situation and the situation spoke to your empathetic side, you would actually cover for them. Is that where you're drawing the line?
Yeah.
Probably.
Especially when it's
Still no,
children.
Angie, still no?
Still no.
Still no. Great, let's move. Okay.
Still no.
The third scenario, a loved one scenario.
Okay, now that's the tricky part.
Love, where there's love.
Where there's love.
There's love.
A woman was on her deathbed. There was one recently discovered drug that the doctors said would save her. The drug was expensive to make, but the druggist was charging 10 times more than the production cost. The sick woman's husband, Peter, had exhausted his finances on his sick wife's treatment. He went to everyone he knew to borrow money, but he could only get together about half of what the drug cost. He told the druggist that his wife was dying and asked him to sell it cheaper, which he could, because remember he was selling 10 times the cost. Or asked him to let him pay the balance later. Both of which the druggist refused. So Peter got desperate and broke into the man's lab to steal the drug for his dying wife and left the money he had on the counter.
Oh, sweetie.
You are the only witness to this crime. Do you, this one has 4 parts. Do you, A, report him to the authorities immediately, well knowing the wife won't get the drug and will die? B, wait until the wife has received the drug, then report him to the authorities. C, only report him if the police bring you in for questioning. And D, say nothing, well knowing that failure to report a crime is a violation of justice. Manuel, are you locked in?
I'm still there, but I will recover.
But have you written something down?
I've written 2 answers.
You need to pick one.
I
You
know
need to
that's
choose
a
one.
problem. I need to
Rub one. Rub it.
Are we ready to show?
Auntie, because I'm struggling, that's why.
Don't overthink it.
I'm trying not
And
to.
you're allowed to change your mind.
Yeah. Don't
So go
overthink
with-
it. Give it up. One answer.
I've got it.
We gotta
Okay.
go.
I've got it, I got it. Okay, we are done. We're good.
All right.
Okay. Are we ready to show?
Yay.
Okay. Okay, so we have 2 people reporting, but only if brought in for questioning,
Yes.
and 3 people saying nothing. Let's start with the C's.
Okay.
Manuela?
The one who struggled.
Manuela, you who struggled, let us know what you struggled
What
with.
disturbed me.
Yeah,
I was
what was
really struggling
disturbing
with either B or C.
Oh, B.
Yeah, B, where I would report immediately. So the reason as to I like B or C is because or D
wife would have
even,
received the
that the
drug.
wife gets the drug. That's what's most
Yeah.
important for me because, yeah. But then where I was struggling with B or C is because one reports the guy for honestly trying to save his wife's life. And so I'm like, but also you B, you have got some bad manners. That's how I decided on C.
Okay.
And the reason as to why I finally went with C, because I would report him if they ask me, and I would say, yeah, actually, I thought I had seen wrong, but actually I saw, because also C, you can get arrested. But that said, I picked C to punish the druggist.
You picked C to punish the druggist.
Does C punish
How are
the
we?
druggist?
Okay, so it didn't punish the druggist, but at least it extends because he's there looking for his drug. He's there, so he has been robbed. He's distressed.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if I can't
see.
report immediately,
He gets his drug back.
He gets his drug, not even gets his drug back, but he gets the answer to who robbed him immediately. And if he's so bad that he can sell a drug like that 10 times more, refuse someone to pay him after, I need him to first, suffer, to suffer muko, to suffer ko. But that's the only reason I picked C. I would have reported immediately, but I thought, no, that drug is has bad manners. No, I report. I'm those kids, by the way.
I remember you told us about when you were younger.
When you have
Wow.
finish, lie in it, because I'm going to report. So I would report only if the police asks me, because now I have to tell the truth. Because now I can't imagine the police coming to ask me and I'd say, I'm sorry, I didn't see. There, I don't know. Straight out lie. Yeah, that straight out lie. I don't have the ability.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I'll start from that point. If I were asked, yes, I don't think I would have the courage to say I did not see, and yet I was the only person who witnessed the crime. But also I remember in the dilemma, the man actually left money behind. So I think that I would hope that in reporting there would be some sort of leniency with this man, because he tried. There was some negotiation that happened and that was cast down, but he left money and now his wife is dying. Yeah, so she has received the drug and she's much better. So I feel like it would be a two of my worlds meeting. The empathetic side of this man, needed to find this drug for his wife, but then there's also the moral side where it's like you've been asked, so report what you saw, and then pray that the law is lenient, in the sense that he actually paid some money, and he was...
I tell you, I don't know if you know that the drug is 10 times more.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, he's actually got some kind of compensation.
Yes,
he has.
Yeah, and I'll pick it
She
up.
has paid for the drug.
I'll pick it up from where Rachel is, because the real reason, to be honest with you, in that whole scenario, I'm just not reporting. Like, there's no, even if you bring him for questioning, I haven't seen nothing. I don't care. I don't care, because I feel that everybody really... and me, it's mostly because he left money on the counter. So what my thought process would be, so if I'm just now trying to think about a scenario where maybe I would have reported, I would say that, you know what, this man who left money, who even asked this guy to give him some time and he pays later, that's what he did that for. He took it for himself. He put the money there and he's definitely going to pay later. He will. So that's how I would reason it through in my mind. That, such a person, I already, just reading even without seeing this person, I already feel that he's a good person. He's a good person. He's a good husband. Now you're punishing a man for being good to his wife. I wouldn't live with that.
I know.
I wouldn't live with that.
And I think I'll just carry on from you. Like, I put myself in his shoes and I'm like, why even put him in? I've not seen anything at all. Like, he's struggling, you're hiking the price, he's doing the most test, you're not helping him. Like, he doesn't deserve this for what he's trying to do for his wife. No, I'm not saying nothing. Let him treat his wife and settle and chill and have a good time. Now authority for what? No.
Why put him through that stress?
Mentioned one. First of all, they've called me in because I am the witness. Who saw the witness?
Nobody.
No. So, okay, this thing was long, so I chopped off just a few parts. The witness was called, they were in a neighboring shop, so they called everybody around, around the shop, in the building. So he was just part of the people. It's not like he was identified to be, no. He's part of our witnesses because they called people in the community, people around who had shops.
If I was the witness, one who saw me. And if they saw me, what did I see? So there is no way. That one, there is no reporting. Then you think about it. This man is selling this drug at 1,000 shillings. The cost of production for this drug is 100 shillings. If you do your markup and everything, let's say times 3, you're in 300, 400. I have left 500. Clearly, you can see the commitment is there, but this desperation has taken over, right? So definitely, I would not bang him there. Then to make matters worse, after she takes the medicine isn't like magic. Even magic takes work, right? Meaning, as she takes the medicine, she's going to need her support system. So why I put support system in the jail?
Auntie, that obviously now the one of us who report, we are hoping to report so that the truth comes out. Like, he left.
You just need the truth to come out.
You need that.
And by the way, reading this dilemma reminded me of the COVID season where a certain drug was hiked 5 times more in the COVID season.
Oh yes,
You remember?
yes. And oxygen.
And I was angry. I'm like, no, we didn't deserve this. We were dying.
And I understand, like on the medical side, I mean, people in the medical community, they are putting money into these things. They have their overheads, and because I always ask, if somebody comes when they are dying, why don't you first treat? They're like, that is where it ends. And please note, the pharmacy is asking, the anesthetist is asking, the surgeon is asking for his money. So for you who has decided to be the good Samaritan, it's not just to this person, it's to this whole line of people that come. Because I'd never understand, how can somebody come to you when they are badly off in terms of health and you're unable to help them? So I think, but no reporting.
And I just wanted to read, because this is actually a highly discussed dilemma in psychology, and Okumanya, there are no wrong and right answers. I just want to read for you the most significant reasons, 2 significant reasons for each side. The most highest for why, for the ones who chose D, no reporting, was that they said everybody has a right to choose life regardless of the law.
Yes.
And also, saving a human life is a more fundamental value than the property rights of another person. So for the ones who, those are the most highest significantly given reasons. For the ones who said they would report at whatever stage they're reporting, the law forbids stealing and everybody must be accountable for their actions. And then the scientist has a right to fair compensation. Even if Peter's wife is sick, it does not make his actions right. Then another one was others may need the medicine just as badly, and their lives are equally significant and important. So for who are the C's? Rachel and Manuela. How would your answer change or not if the dying wife was your mother and Peter was your father?
Wow. So for me, I would still say, I would still say, and not because, for me the key is, did she get that drug? That's for me the key. The key is, she got that drug. Is she going to leave? Yes, she's going to leave. And the way I know truth, no matter what you do in the darkness, the truth will come out in the light. And so the truth of you pricing this thing exorbitantly, the truth of you being so unfair that you couldn't even allow him to bring the money later. The truth is, for the drug that is 1,000, that costs 100, that you've charged at 1,000, for which I've given you 500, with the hope, even if you did hope to clear, that drug is 100, I've given you already on profit. 500. So I feel like in so many ways, I will report because that's just the right thing to do. But my hope, even as I'm reporting, is that all of these things come out to light. And of course, yes, it can backfire on you. The judge can say, no, please take your father. And then I have a whole other moral dilemma altogether. But I've seen the law go against someone who's telling the truth. Let me tell you guys a story. My mom took care of a guy. So you know the things of, like, my mom takes on people, and I've shared with you guys this thing. So there's one of my brother's friends who was going through a really rough time, and so she took him in. Now when she takes him in, one time she orders for a car. We order for a car, and he's doing business. So she's like, I used to order my mom's cars through a certain particular friend, and my mom is like, no, but you know, Tendo does this business. Let us assist him. Let's support him. So mommy gives Tendo the money. The car, 10 years later, has never arrived. But when we went to court, he said my mom wanted him to be his mistress, as if boyfriend. That's why she took me in. And the judge believed. Do you click?
And that's something you can't
The judicial
Yeah,
system.
because So when I talk about the fact that this thing can turn against you, I'm reporting with the hope that the truth will come out, which is what my mom had hoped. But that's not what happened. You understand what I mean? So he was given no. And the money went.
That was it.
That was it. So
Okay.
Yeah,
So yours remains, Rachel?
Yeah, not very different from Manuela. I think that I'm hoping that I would be able to buy time for my mother to get the drug. But again, if I am asked, I can't say I didn't see. And hopefully, in saying that, it would spark a conversation for all the details to be brought to light. I don't know what I would do if it would end up, that the law backfires, which is a possibility. I guess getting there, then I would need wisdom on how to navigate.
As
that
you'd
scenario.
report your dad for having been the one who stole.
Yeah, I
your
would
mom.
say.
Yeah, that's
Did you
true.
see?
Because
Did
that's a
you
real
see?
direct
No.
line. Maybe you saw something, girls. Can't you convince your mind that you saw something?
Oh
guys?
Lord.
No.
And
And
I
then you
didn't
sleep
see.
how at night?
I didn't
Very
see
peacefully and silently. Okay, so what is clear here is that there are two people who would report because the truth is just the truth and the right thing to do, and
we
B,
hope for that
and we are hoping for the best. Yeah, we are really hoping for the best. And there are others who are like, you guys know,
We are not hoping.
We are whatever it is. We are not putting this risk in anybody's hands. But I think what is common is that we are all hoping that by the time you're questioned, the drug has been administered. Okay, let's do the last one more, and let's make it like a fun scenario.
Okay.
So would you rather get punched into knockout by a huge gorilla or punch a small child?
Me to punch a small child?
Yeah, you're the one punching. Would you rather that a gorilla punched you out, knockout,
How is this
or would you rather punch a small child?
Punched by a gorilla? Oh God.
Yeah, knockout and you're ending up in hospital. Because I
find you that you're the back man that you
Punched a small child.
yeah, but just be honest, don't fear. Remember that gorilla is punching you out unconscious. So A is get punched by a gorilla and B is punch a small child. Yeah.
How is this funny?
It's not even funny.
Is this
Because I can't imagine being punched by a gorilla.
How is this funny?
I also can't imagine punching a child.
Until
Are we locked in?
I'm not locked out.
You're not locked in.
Yeah, because
What's
I'm
it?
stuck at
It's
how
a moral
this is
dilemma?
fun. No,
Oh, you're
I'm stuck at how this is a fun question. When we
your answer, we are all waiting for
This
you.
is funny for Pumla. How?
It's so
This
funny.
is fun.
Imagine a gorilla knocking you out.
Wow.
Yet you could have saved yourself by just punching a small child. Okay.
How big should that small child's punch be?
Are we ready?
Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Manuela, Rosette, and Rachel are being punched unconscious by a gorilla. Angie and
you
Pumla
guys.
are punching a small child.
Yeah. Like, first of all,
Yes.
you're going to punch that child.
Yes.
And they'll
It's
never
very,
forgive you
yeah,
for the rest
it's
of your
very
life.
difficult for you.
To get over it.
I mean, even the community, the people, the parents, the aunties, they'll forever know you as the one who punched
Yeah.
that child. But also, let's imagine some really adverse effects on this child after you've punched them.
Yeah, you deal with your trauma. Even me, I have why am I with a gorilla? It means I have some trauma I'm also dealing
Oh
with.
my
Now you also
gosh.
deal with your own trauma.
Oh my
Being
goodness.
punched.
No.
Being punched by another.
No.
You're not punching a
No,
small
I'm not
child.
punching a small child.
Rosette?
No way I'm punching a small child. Oh, poor small
Poor
child.
small child.
At least if they had said a big child, don't punch
Small.
a child.
Hey,
I would
hey,
imagine that a
teenager.
big child.
Small
Teenager.
child.
So I'm not
Small
punching
child.
a small child. I would rather be hit by a gorilla because if anything, I'm also much. I'll get up.
Yeah, and you will get up. You will get up.
I will get up. I don't want to leave trauma on this child. They'll never forget. Oh, Auntie Rosette punched me 10 years ago. I'll never forget. That's the hardest punch I've ever gotten. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I'm not doing
My
it.
only
to
question
child.
is this child a black child?
Oh my God.
Wow.
What does that change?
Because if they are black child, being slapped,
They are used.
they can somehow think it. But guess
We are
what?
not
My
taking
answer is B.
So you beat this punch, huh?
Oh yes, I'll punch that child because a gorilla's punch has 1,300 to 2,700 pounds of force. That is enough to shatter a human skull with one hit.
So we would kill ourselves.
Either a fist to the head or hard slap to the face will kill you instantly. Our neck would be like a small bamboo shoot as it is snapped violently. Even a body hit would shatter your rib cage, sending bone fragments into your into every vital organ.
Okay, now you see you brought in my
Now.
other scenario because this one was clear. It was into knockout, not death.
Not death.
So I was going to bring the other scenario and ask the ones who would not punch, what if it meant that you died?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
punch at
And
times.
guess
Yes.
what? With now that we are just sticking to the
Just
scenario
knockout,
at
yeah,
hand,
just knockout.
the way I know myself, my punch cannot knock out or kill a child. So, dear child, just wait a cake, unleash the punch. After that, I'll take you to Java's. We do some ice cream and whatever.
And then you are
And if
always
you're
forgotten.
African child,
It will
I'm
be
sure
okay.
your brothers,
You
your
won't be
mothers
fine.
ever unleashed that one. on
ever
you.
shown you
But
me.
these things of gorilla punching me unconscious with my menopause, I might not wake up.
Yeah, Manuela.
No, Banange. Mine was just completely because I work with children. Banange,
Okay,
many
you
customers
can't,
there.
yeah.
Please, no one be customers.
Dilemma.
It was not tomorrow at all.
Actually, it was not tomorrow.
It was not tomorrow at all. Excuse me, our parents at the cradle cannot punch our children.
Now I see.
Let the gorillas come and step on us.
And kill us.
So you can bring your children to the cradle. They are welcome. But don't bring to these people's schools this one.
They'll punch
That's
you.
why they
Yeah.
don't have
Schools.
schools.
Thank you so much. In Jesus' name, amen.
No, for me for sure, my tolerance for pain, guys, is so low.
Yes, it is.
It's so low. And I'll just rationalize in my mind that Banange knockout is so bad. And because I know my energy, they've not dictated for us the energy that we're punching that child with.
Ow. That was big.
Now I will punch that child. Yeah, for
But
that.
what if it was? What
If it was one.
could knock out a child?
Then I'll rather be the one knocked out. If we are both being knocked out, if they said my punch would knock out that child, I would get punched by the gorilla and be knocked out. Yeah. But if it is just that I'm punching the small child, I'm always, each and every time, punching the small child. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm actually just asking, where is the child? Just give me the child, we punch, we finish, we close, we go.
For knockout
And
can
that's
confuse
No, I
the brain
when I
inside.
saw discussion, I was like, they should have done knockout for both.
Knockout for both. I think that one makes it obvious because we are all moms.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a punch can mean that we've beaten our kids. Some with belts even.
Yes.
But it's a small punch. I will punch
Okay,
every
that
time.
was fun.
Okay. How do you ladies feel after this?
It was a fun show.
Show.
It was nice to see how we are not really how
We're different.
How different we are.
yeah, but also how different scenarios
Bring
play
out
out, even
different-
for your
yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Different.
And how our past experiences somehow
Yeah.
affect
Yeah.
the way we act going forward.
I think so.
Yeah.
So I think for somebody who has actually lived through an exact experience, for them it would be clear. It's not a dilemma because they've lived through it and they know what that means. So they know what they're choosing. Because Angie was giving a lot of, I've done that. I may have lived there and this is what happened to me. This is how it affected me. Yeah, but many people would just be like, that scenario, what would I do?
Yeah.
So experience definitely influences.
Definitely
When it
influences.
visits your home, there was those of Nange forbid. You never know what happened. You know how things are. You know now there is no you know.
No.
If I find that they are caning a thief,
You would
It is what it is.
no,
Hey.
I wouldn't join in. But I wouldn't say nothing.
Hey.
I'll just keep walking. Because when thieves come for you, they have no mercy.
Actually, there's this one that that gets me all the time. It's when there's an accident and you want to save someone, but you stand the risk of them saying you're the one that caused the accident. You've had that thing. Most people don't tell people, even not even here, right here in Uganda. People drive past an accident because of the fear that you might
end up
be
being
reported.
entangled in
Reported,
Yes,
all the villagers can pull you out of the car.
and say that you say that it's you.
Yeah.
So what would you do?
I drive to the next police station. Please note, this has happened to me. I knocked a little girl. Yes. They were playing on Kitante Road.
Yeah.
Lucky enough, the teacher had been across the road and she had been telling them. So I didn't, she literally ran into the car.
Yeah.
Foolish me. I got out of the car, crawled underneath the car,
And got
pulled
her.
out the girl. These guys were like, bodas came. I got that girl, I think she was about 7. Got her, put her in the car. I said, Munyambeko. They were like, Madam, if you're going to Mulago, they will put you in. I got that changa. She's just there pulling like this. I put her on my lap. I drove from, you know that Kitante near like Acacia Street or something?
Yes.
I drove to Mulago. The second I got her to there. The first thing they did was put me
In a cell.
Yes.
They do.
Yes, and we looked after that girl for 3 months. But if someone were to ask me again, would you do that? Without a doubt.
Still do.
Yes, I would. And they kept
Because
saying,
how
they've
do you
been
drive
playing on the
away?
road. Go ahead.
You knock a child and then
People
you
drive.
Yeah,
Oh,
people
yes,
do.
they
I actually
do.
have a boss that it happened
People
to, but
will
for him,
kill
he
you.
put that child that wasn't a child, well, a youth. He said he was about 20 something. Put the boy in his car, took him to Mulago and left him there.
Now Mulago,
left.
maybe not those
Oh, is he
but
the one who
days.
knocked?
He's the one who knocked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And they
He
didn't
went,
catch
so
him.
he went to the police. So he just said that they'll put you in regardless, immediately
Yes.
for anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm just controlling the narrative. I'm just putting the boy there.
Yeah.
No, the police came later after he had now pulled some strings. He was a big man, so he pulled strings to protect him.
Yeah.
And then the truth was able to come out so he could talk to the family.
Yeah, but our justice system is also flawed. Let's start there. I mean, the reason that the police throw you in is not because they care so much that you are, you're doing a good thing.
yeah.
They've seen an opportunity.
To make up, and
Yeah,
I think world over, the justice system, when you understand it, you're like, really, is justice here for the common man?
But for you, we know your answer. There's a child you're going to Mulago.
Yeah.
Of course,
They're
and I know
taking
that, and I know the risk, but I know that I've gone through that one where someone has had an accident and everybody's just like, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, like an adult or something. But I remember that the first thing that I do is I go to the
Nearest
first police
police
station
Nearest
that
police
I see.
station.
I say, friend, someone has been knocked. She's behind there.
Yeah.
Because now there, you're not going to hospital. You're not going to. I was talking about that instance where you want to pick someone and help them. You're not that one
Okay.
knocked.
Yeah.
But you know
But
that
if
if
you
you
do-
help them
Yes.
and you go to Mulago,
They will-
you're going to be arrested, or whichever
That's
hospital
true.
you're going to be assumed to be. Even the victims themselves can't be like, oh, yeah.
Like you remember that case of Kanyamu
Yeah.
when he shot and took, because the truth of the matter is that happens because over 80% of the time the person who has caused the accident takes you to hospital.
Yeah,
That's
out
it.
of like responsibility or moral.
Yeah, but then an accident is an accident. Like a human being by law, it's not not a justice system problem. That's what the law says.
Yes.
Between a human being, the only locomotive that knocks a person, that where a person knocks the locomotive is a train.
Oh.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
A train driver, the train driver cannot be sued for knocking a
knocking a
person,
person.
because
Yes.
there it's the only means of transport where they say the person knocked the train. But when it comes to road transport,
It is always-
it's the law.
Always,
It's the law.
yes,
It doesn't matter what or where or who.
Yeah.
It means someone was either not attentive. There's just
Yes.
that it's you the driver.
It's you the
It's like
driver.
how
Has a
you can never
problem.
knock backwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those laws. It's just the law.
Yeah.
And if you're
And
blessed,
yet
the
I've
law.
been in a scenario where I was knocked backwards.
Backwards.
yes.
Yes.
Happens.
And if the eyewitnesses are there, because for me what saved me was
the
eyewitnesses.
teacher, the eyewitnesses.
Because they ran from Kitante Primary School to Mulago. And after I thought about it, what I did was wrong.
Was
Because in that process of lifting,
you could have hurt her.
because she broke her femur bone.
Ah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
But at that point in time,
You're
your
not thinking.
instinct hits of the boda. They told me, "Duka
Don't.
utoke ku police." Omwana oyo
They
muleka."
know, they've seen this
Couldn't.
happen over and over.
Yeah.
You know, you can't. But that's how you get lynched. Eh?
That's how you get lynched.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's time to close this episode.
Yeah.
I really do hope that you enjoyed playing a moral dilemma game as much as we did. And maybe it exposed certain parts of you that you are not sure of. Yeah, so I do hope that you played with us. Please write your
Justification.
your responses and justifications in the comment section. We'd really, really love to hear if you who you think with on each scenario. Yeah. So that's it for today, ladies.
Yes.
Until next time, with love from